the refuge in the ancient city of Hador, nestled between high cliffs and shadowed valleys, lived a man named Eliam. He was a quiet carpenter, known by few, but trusted by many. His days were simple, filled with the scent of cedar and the rhythm of hammer on wood. It was the sound of hooves. An army approached. The Assyrians ruthless, many and near. But his heart was rich anchored, deeply in the promises of the Lord. It was a place he had gone often to pray. This time, it would become their shelter. But Eliam moved differently, did not run to the fortress. He did not join the cries of fear. Instead, he knelt in his workshop, his hands rough with splinters, and whispered, "You are my refuge, O Lord, my fortress. In you I trust." Ever since his wife passed, his whole world had been his daughter Tirzah, a bright-eyed girl of 9 summers. "He will cover you with his feathers," he read, "and under his wings you will find refuge. His truth will be your shield." Rumors reached them of towns razed, of soldiers marching ever closer. But in the cave, there was a stillness, like a breath held by heaven itself. Tirzah no longer trembled at every noise. She began to sleep through the night, her father's voice and the words of the psalm wrapping around her like a blanket. The promise was real. The psalm wasn't poetry. It was a covenant. Trouble came without warning. He will send his angels to guard us, to lift us up. Around it, shadows moved, but they could not enter. Great wings hovered above, vast and radiant. They didn't flap or beat. They simply were like a shield of glory. "With long life, I will satisfy you and show you my salvation." And then a voice spoke deep, clear, closer than breath. "Because you have set your love upon me, I will deliver you." Not a stone of their home was touched. Their neighbors, though shaken, were safe. And he would tell them of the cave, of the fire, of the dream. Eliam offered no long explanation. He simply returned to his workbench, his scroll carefully placed nearby. "I will set you on high, because you know my name. I will be with you in trouble. I will deliver you and honor you. You shall call upon me, and I will answer you." One dry afternoon, as the sun lowered into the hills, distant thunder rumbled, but not from the sky. The city fell into chaos. Gates were locked, guards shouted orders, and the people rushed to gather what little they could. Then one morning the valley was quiet. Smoke had cleared. The armies had vanished. Some said disease had struck the enemy camp. Others spoke of confusion in the ranks. But Eliam knew what had truly happened. He gathered Tirzah and led her not toward the city walls, but away up into the hills, toward a narrow cave he knew well. Tirzah clung to her father, eyes wide with fear. They carried little a satchel of bread, a skin of water, and a worn scroll, Psalm 91. The first night in the cave was cold. The distant sounds of war echoed through the valley's shouts, drums, the clash of steel. But Eliam opened the scroll and read aloud by the firelight. "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." She listened as his voice rose, not in panic, but in peace. "Will they find us?" Tirzah asked, barely above a whisper. "They may pass by," Eliam replied, "but they will not touch us. The Lord is our refuge." And so they stayed, night after night, in that cave. Outside, fires lit the horizon. He looked at Tirzah, still sleeping peacefully, and he knew. One evening, as a storm broke over the hills and lightning flashed across the sky, Eliam dreamed, saw the cave from above small, hidden, yet glowing with light. He awoke with tears in his eyes. They returned to the city. From that day on, whenever fear visited Hador, whether in the form of storm, illness, or unrest, people would visit Eliam. He would unroll the scroll and read slowly, deliberately. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. They would leave, not with answers to every question, but with something better: peace.